all, welcome to my channel. This is Staying Forever Young Naturally, and I'm just sitting out here in nature. And the reason why, well, I'm always sitting in nature, but on today's episode I want to talk about how I believe that nature is always trying to communicate with us. I believe the big question is, are we listening? Do we listen? So I want to tell you guys this story. I have a lot of plants. Well, it depends on what's considered a lot of plants. I have about maybe 20 plants, or I had about 20 plants. And so before I relocated, I had to make sure they was all taken care of. So I divided them up and sent them with two of their aunties, right? So one day my sister, and I told them all of their names. All of my plants have names. I either named them based on certain characteristics, or I name them based on what they tell me their name should be. Yes, I can communicate with the plants and they will tell me what their name should be, right? So my sister, she was taking care of the plants and talking to them, and I guess giving them water. One of the plants, she forgot his name, right? And so she's just like me, right? My twin, because she forgot his name, she figured I'll lean into communicating with him. So she kind of, sent the frequency to him to ask, what is your name? And she tried to pull up or receive the information back, but all she heard was Pickles, right? The next day, and in her mind, Pickles was a co-worker's son or a co-worker's dog or something like that. So she's like, why am I hearing Pickles? That's my co-worker's puppy. I need to know your names. Talking to my plant, right? So she thought that that was a failed attempt, went to work, didn't think nothing of it. The next day, she calls me and she goes, Mila, I forgot the plant that's in said pot looks a certain way. And I said, Mina, remember I told you his name is Pickles. And she said, oh my gosh. He tried to tell me. She said, I was asking him. I went into like a meditation and tried to pick up on his frequency or a communication frequency. And I asked, what is your name, little guy? And he told me Pickles. And she said the only thing that I could associate Pickles with was a co-worker's puppy or dog. So she automatically dismissed that he was communicating to her the answer of what she was asking, which was his name. She automatically thought that Pickles was just, I guess, randomly Pickles was popping. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, a little yellow butterfly. I'm sorry, guys. Pickles was the name of her friend's puppy. So that is an example number one, right? Nature is always communicating. Are we listening? Now, I have an example of one day I was on my way to work, and this is when I worked on a strip, and I would like to park in the Fashion Show Mall because I worked across the street at one of the major hotels, and it just gave me the ability to walk and get my mind right before I had to go into work. And so one day, this particular day, it was really windy and the wind was blowing everywhere. And I'm walking by myself and I don't think no one is out. And I'm walking and all of a sudden I feel a light tap on my shoulder like this. In my mind, I thought that I don't want to say imagining, but I just thought that it was spirit realm type of situation, that no one was really tapping me on my shoulder. So I kept going. And then there was a second tap, and it was very lightly the tap. It was like this. And so with the second tap, I was like, usually if it's spirit, when I'm tuned into the energy, the information would come in. But the second tap, I was like, okay, maybe it's someone physically behind me and I just don't feel them or hear them because windy, right? When it's windy and everything is blowing. So I turn around to see who's behind me, and there's no one behind me, at least I don't think, because the wind is blowing and my hair is blowing. So anything that's within the vicinity of my hair blowing and the wind blowing, really, if I'm not turning around completely, I'm not gonna see them. So I keep going. So I just keep going, right? I'm sorry, a text came up. That's why I'm reading it. I keep going. And then the third time, it's another gentle tap. Now, I definitely know that this is physically a tap and it's coming from somewhere. So I turns my body around, all the way around, and it's a bird tapping me on my shoulder. And I'm just kind of like very thrown back as to why this bird is tapping me on my shoulder. But I'm in a hurry, so I don't have time to communicate with the bird or figure out what's going on, because I have to make it. I think I had all of 5 minutes to make it all the way across the street and up the stairs, up the escalator to my job. So I keep going. I turn around and now the bird is following me. I have no idea what this bird wants. I really wish I had the time to turn around and communicate with him, but I didn't. So because he's following me and I don't know who's watching, I turn around and I tell him, no, don't follow me. I'm telling you, I don't care if it's a bird, if it's a bee. There is something about the word no that even non-humans understand, right? So when I tell him no, he flies back and he lands on a branch that's maybe 6 feet away, and he just watched me as I walk off, as if he's just staring into my soul. Now, to this day, I have no idea what that was about, at least the human part of me. What it really meant, or the information that he was trying to communicate to me, if it will pop up years from now or months from now, right? Because this has been a while. This has been over a year. If it pop up, maybe I'll have an understanding. But the reason why I'm saying that, when I told him no with a hard no, he understood the language or the assignment and he felt back, right? Again, nature is always communicating with us. The question is, are we listening? For me, with this situation, he was listening to me. And then the last and final situation is just a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what it is. Usually when I'm taking, bee pollen, the bees are following me. Or when I lived at home in Vegas, for some reason, the bees will always come out and they would visit me, hang out with me. The ones that got too close to me, I would tell them no. And once I told them no, they would get back and leave. There's been a time where I've actually smacked a bee. Didn't do it on purpose. They got a little too close. I didn't realize it. I smacked it. Oops, just like the bugs are coming out. I smacked the bee. He landed on his back, okay, with his feet up. He looked at me, and there was a part of me that felt like this bee called me a bad name. That's just a frequency I got from it. I don't know why. That's just what I felt. He recalibrated, got back on his feet, shook off the fall, and then flew away and didn't come back and mess with me. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I had an interaction with a bee, and for some reason, this bee would not leave me alone. I don't know what he was trying to tell me. He was very adamant. He kept just really getting close to me. He never bit me. He never, I don't know. He was extremely aggressive, and I just feel like he was trying to deliver a message to me, and I don't understand what it was, but I felt like I looked like a fool fighting and running. Well, I wouldn't even say fighting, running from this bee, because I didn't want to hit him and knock him on his back like I did the other bee that I was telling you guys before. So I actually ran and got in my car, and when I got in my car, he waited around for a little while and then he disappeared. I'm sure he had a message for me, and it seemed like it was a serious and important message. I just couldn't hang around to receive the information, but a week later, something wonderful did happen. So I'm just going to agree that he was giving me a message to not to stress about a test that I was going to take, because everything was going to work out successfully and I was going to pass, and I did. So that's the reason why I wanted to do this video. I want to bring the awareness that we have the ability to communicate with nature. You just got to know that, whether it's with a tree, a bird, a plant, the bees, a butterfly, as you saw the little, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it, the little yellow butterfly that flew across. We are a part of nature, and therefore we can communicate with nature. We just got to get back into our frequency and our vibration of doing so. I know that I will talk to my plants and communicate with them. I knew when something was going on with them. I knew when something felt off with the tree that was at my house. I just know how to pick up on vibes, and picking up on those vibes is just really frequency, and frequency is just really communication, right? And if you understand that frequency is communication, you can communicate with just really anything that's non-human. That's just as simple as it is. Don't be so low in your vibration to think that all you can do is communicate with human to human. And as you know, we don't even have to speak to communicate. We can do it mentally, telepathically, right? Which is spiritually. We can do it emotionally. Communication is an array of frequency. So if not, I hope this helped somebody out there that knows that truly deep down in their hearts of hearts, spirits of spirits, and soul of soul, and higher self, that they can communicate with information that they may not see, and all up to their higher self, which is God, right? So, or if you refer to your higher self or the higher aspect of life as God. So if you know you can communicate with the higher aspect of life or the higher aspect of yourself, right, which is God, then know that you can communicate with anyone and anything, as long as you set your vibration to the frequency of the particular object or nature or energies or angels or entities that you're trying to communicate with. I hope this has been helpful. Until the next time we speak, stay whole, stay balanced, and stay in communication, because you may not never know what message is coming in for you that will change your life, that you've been waiting for a long time. I love you all. Mwah! Bye.